The reason I support ranked choice voting is because it allows people's voices to be heard, and we want people to have the elected representatives that they most want to see in office.
I think it's a more authentic assessment of candidates, and I think it allows for a deeper depth of understanding of the candidates and what they all bring to the table and how they relate to each other.
It really enables us to be able to vote and actually get the person that actually has the most support in favor of them. I think it's far superior than the other voting methods that were already being used.
I was able to really think of the person in their entirety and how well I think that they would connect with other voters and how electable I think that they would be in the general. And so it was just this really robust way of approaching the ballot, and I'm really, really grateful that I had that opportunity.
I know who I wanted to have first, and I know who I wanted to have last. And then I had to assemble them in between.
To start with, I was thinking, I love Betsy Sweet, but there's no way she can win. And then I thought, hold on a second, she could win. We have ranked choice voting. So I was actually originally going to vote for Janet Mills, and ranked choice voting completely changed my vote on that.
I think that progressives, this is their opportunity to be moved forward through ranked choice voting.
I think ranked choice voting no longer will have the person with the most extreme views being elected. I think you're generally going to have a person who appeals to people of many different views.
Those people are always going to be saying, putting out their progressive ideas. Even if those people don't win, them given the realistic chance to run makes the things they're talking about be discussed more and be on the public stage. So I think it starts a dialogue for a more unique range of issues for people to discuss. And I think that's really important because I think one of the key things to moving away from this kind of partisan lock that we have is starting to talk about more creative issues, more creative solutions, trying to come up with alternative ways to solve the same issues we've been having.
I have such pride in the state of Maine. I think that we're in a great position to lead because we have a relatively low population, and so it feels really accessible, and we can really reach each other more easily than other states with bigger populations.
And I think that ultimately it's the beginning of the conversation I think we need to have about how our democracy functions, because I don't think that we have a functioning democracy really. And I think that ranked choice voting is a huge step in the right direction. And so I'm a huge supporter of it. And I'm hoping that, as Maine leads, the nation follows, and this can be kind of the testing ground to have ranked choice voting in the other 49 states.